Hey everybody, Brett from AstartesGaming here, back with another episode of our Jurassic RimWorld Let's Play, where in the last episode we were able to advance our technology a little bit. We've actually got some basic production facilities up and going here. There's more that we're going to need, but for now we're just going to continue slowly adding them to this room. But there is some stuff that I'd like to kind of fast track, because in this episode we're going to start building the hotel. Unfortunately though, we're going to have to use materials that I wouldn't really use in any other circumstance, just because we don't have anything else available. So what I'm going to be doing is just using the same walls that we've built this and that out of, which is to say, why am I having such a hard time here? Not that one. There we go. The regular wooden walls here, we can use either one, but I like the look of these, so I'm just going to keep using them. I don't think there's a cost difference, yeah. So we're going to use wooden wall A, but ideally I'd like to use concrete wall B, because these are very clean looking and kind of modern looking, so I think that would fit what we're going for a little bit better. However, I need concrete and synthetic paint to do that, and I don't have the ability to make concrete yet. We need to build more production facilities, which means that we need to start using this bench here to produce the resources to make those production facilities. And then we also need synthetic paint, which is something we don't have the technology for yet. So I've actually queued that technology up. It's fairly quick, but we'll also need to, once we're done researching it, of course, set up the production facilities for that and then go ahead and make it. So there's a ways to go before we can do these concrete walls. That said, I'm going to do what I just mentioned, build this out of the wooden walls that we've been using, and then eventually at some point down the line I'm going to tear down the walls section by section and replace them with these very clean concrete walls. And we'll be kind of interspersing glass partitions and glass doors in there as well, just to make it look, again, very clean, very modern, but we'll need to up our production capabilities for that as well. So for now, wooden walls. And some stuff is going to have to move. Obviously, the solar panels are in the way. The crops over here are as well. So I've got them. I actually forgot to move the actual growing zones, but we're tilling the soil where we can here. This is going to be the cotton plant there. Moving it to there. And I think that's pretty much it. So let's start with, I think we'll do these walls first. I think this makes the most sense right here. Oh no. We're gonna have to terraform that. I think we can do that without too much trouble. We'll see though. So let's build a wall there. And let's see, it'll let me start here. So let's build a wall there as well. We'll get those going. And then we need to look at our terraforming. And I don't really care. Let's see, what kind of chunks do we have lying around? There's a lot of granite chunks, so let's do some. Do I have, oh, I guess it would be here. I don't care if it's rough or smooth. I can't do that though. I think I have to do soil. Yeah, I think I can do this. Let's try it. So soil here. Perfect, I can. Okay, so we're gonna need to do that. Eventually we'll need to do this area as well, but we'll take care of stuff as we get there. We don't technically need anything more than soil, I don't think. I guess we'll see. But depending on what we build on there, there's different terrain requirements, and so we'll have to keep that in mind. Right, so back to zones. I need to expand this zone out to there, and then I need to shrink it from here. And we'll do the same on this and on this, and then again, if I grab this, we can expand it out to there. I've already done this one, and we'll expand that out to there. No. Come on. Expand there. Okay. That should work. And we're getting the walls put down. I guess they can just build right on top of that tilled soil, but I did queue up the actual removal of it. And I'm going to need to remove this as well. How far along is this? I'll probably wait until they harvest this to get rid of it. I've already set it so that they don't re-sow. But yeah, we'll wait until it's done before we do anything else. Now then, over here, I do want to get this clothing repaired so we can actually utilize some of it. But in this metalworking bench is where we're going to produce the things we need in order to make, I think, what do we need? These all have the same requirements. Wide variety of components, straight flat surfaces. Very versatile to work with metal. I don't know what we need first. That's going to give us glass, concrete, and asphalt. And it requires the same thing as everything else. Just a little bit less, because we don't need the metal grids, but we do need the other things in greater quantity, so I don't know if that's a good idea. Crap. Yeah, I don't know which one we should be doing. Let's start with basic components, and it seems like we'll need probably 40 to 50 regardless. So make 10 basic components. What's that going to cost me? 1 component and 10 wire. Okay, so we have to make the wire first. Let's see then. Wire and cable sets. Requires 1 steel plate, so we have to make the steel plates first. So we'll start with 15 steel plates, and we can just make that out of regular old steel. Perfect. So let's say crafting of 8 or better. Do until we have... It's going to produce 15 every time. So let's start with 10 of those. So we'll get 150 and go from there. Okay. I don't know how long it's going to be until somebody gets on that, because everybody's fairly occupied with other things, but we need to get on it eventually. I've also hopefully got some stuff moving around here. I've asked for all the textiles, leathers, and whatnot to be moved into this area, so that includes everything on the floor here. Also the hyperweave that's deteriorating right there, and then this stuff too. I've consolidated this stockpile to this little square here, and then I've opened this up in the hopes that we can get more herbal medicine inside rather than leaving it out on the ground there. We won't be able to get all of it, but we'll be able to get most of it, and we don't need to necessarily refrigerate it because it's gonna spoil in like years rather than like quadrums or days. So I'm not that concerned about keeping it cold. We just need to get it under something and enclosed in something. So hopefully we can do that soon, but again, everybody's a little bit preoccupied. Riker is getting that terraform though, so that's fantastic. We'll be able to throw down our walls. Unfortunately, in doing that, he is removing my plans, so I'll need to mark it with the actual walls here, just so I don't forget. But it shouldn't be hard to tell. That big thing here is the hallway, of course. Oh. Oh, okay, it's fine. It's fine. Alright, so we've got a mad tortoise we're going to have to deal with. I don't know who's around to handle that. I should actually look at the wildlife tab. I need to keep an eye on that. It doesn't look like there's any predators on the map right now, so that's good. But again, we do have that mad tortoise. Leave your corpse rotting out there too. So let's mark you for hunting. And tails, you're a little bit busy right now. Animal not allowed in mod options. No, I don't want to mount it. I want to kill it. Whatever. We'll see. I should be able to prioritize hunting though. There we go. We'll let it get closer. I'm not super concerned about it. They are difficult to hit, but they're not particularly dangerous. So as long as, you know, maybe we bring 2 people to shoot at it, we'll be okay. All right. It looks like that hyperweave did get moved. Oh, and they got all of the... Oh, they got most of the herbal medicine in. Actually, I think... No, we won't be able to get all of it in there, but a good amount. A pretty good amount. This still needs to move. In fact, Woody, could you do that right now just to free up some space? So off you go. Unfortunately, he did disturb their sleep, but that's my fault. And this is a growing zone, right? Yeah, I did put it down. They just haven't bothered to touch it yet. Okay, where's our tortoise friend? Oh boy. It's got to be around somewhere. So, let's see, not animals. Wildlife. There you are. Okay, let's see. Virgil, you're about to go to sleep. Can you handle this first? No, I just need you to hunt it. Alright, well, not going to give him the option. Let's see. Don't melee attack it. Actually, maybe. Come on out here, and I need you to shoot this thing to death, if you don't mind. And then I'll let you go to bed. I'm going to need to figure out a new position for these. Well, we can't move them, so I have to tear them down, which is unfortunate. But we were going to replace them with the UN ones anyways. So I'll have to find a temporary stopgap, I guess, so that we don't need to rely on their power, and I can get rid of them and then again rebuild the other ones somewhere else. Come on, Virgil, you got this. It's actually great shooting practice for him. And since he does have some passion for it, he's actually enjoying himself. Let's see, is this going up right now? Come on, you can do it. I believe in you. Alright, we downed it. Are you set to be able to hunt? Cool. I don't know why it wouldn't let me do that before, but as long as we can do it now. Perfect, and we'll throw it in the freezer. Some free meat and some free leather. Fantastic. I'm going to need to start harvesting this steel as well. Have we gotten any production out of this? Negative. Nobody's touched that yet, so we'll need to get them on that. Okay, so we finished our current research, which was Bessemer converter, and we'll have to see where that fits into the overall production scheme here. So, first, inexpensive industrial process for the mass production of steel, obsolete since the development of the open hearth furnace. Well, we don't have one of those, so this is something that we might look into. And it's not going to tell me... I wish there was a way to see what recipes something produced before you had to actually build it. But we'll probably build one of everything just so we know what we're dealing with and we can kind of make an informed decision. And then we'll go from there. And we can actually... Let's see here. Power. Geothermal generator. 340 and 8. Can I afford that right now? I think so. I mean, I know I have the resources. Can I spare them, though? Yeah, I think we can, actually. So that'll be what we do, I think, is we'll build the geothermal generator. And we'll tear these down. And we'll just route that power to our grid. That will provide us with a consistent amount of power that is the same as these two, but actually effectively more because it's going to be running day and night rather than just in the daytime. So we'll actually have a net gain of power from that. These can go away, and if we wanted to, we could build that one as well. There's actually quite a few of them around, but that seems like overkill given where we are currently, so let's do that. I'll ask for that to be built. And I'll have to decide how I want to enclose this, because this is like the main square of the park, and I don't want like a giant geothermal generator right up against it. So we'll probably build like a chain link fence around it or something, just to keep, you know, guests off of it. And then we can maybe make a little shack around it with some extra batteries or something. We'll try to utilize that space effectively. But unfortunately, it is going to be a little bit of an eyesore in the center, or near the center of our park anyway. Okay. Oh, Riker and Tails are getting married. Cool. So they're meeting in here? I mean, that's the only place to really meet. Let's see. Virgil, are you going to show up? Shooting a few arrows, huh? Okay. God, you guys are making this place filthy. Right, well, they're having fun down there. So, let's see. Oh, they're beginning the ceremony. We'll peek in on that. Right, so it's going to happen right there. That's funny. Okay, well, maybe that's something we can include in here as a decent marriage spot. I don't know, it's not super important, but something to consider. So they're going to have some fun. I need to decide how I want to floor this. I like wood floors. I think that would look pretty clean with what will eventually be the white concrete walls and the white trimmed glass. In fact, I forgot to do that. I don't know if I want to use the glass fence or the glass partition. Well, I can only build one of them, so I guess we'll try the glass fence and see if it works. If it doesn't make this an interior space, then we have no choice but to use the other, and even then it might not be what we want. So I'm thinking that'll be a door right there. So we'll do, what, 1 and then maybe 3 of glass, 1, 3 of glass. I think that works. So let's tear down those, and I counted that wrong, didn't I? Nope, there we go. Okay. So we'll get that torn down, we'll put the glass in. There's not really going to be a way for us to test if it works the way we intend until we have this enclosed. But we will get on that as quickly as we can. Pretty much as soon as... No. Okay, that's over. I was going to say as soon as we can get these out of the way, but that's not true because there's no way into this right now other than through here. And if I was to put a wall there, nobody would actually be able to get in here to work on our batteries. So I'm going to have to find a solution to that. I can always move these though. So I'll probably just throw them down over here with a roof or something over them, because they don't need to be indoors, they just need to be covered. Oh cool, synthetic paint. So what did that add to this tab here? Nothing new. So whatever we have available already. Oh, that is new, okay. So paint machinery. Well, we'll need one of these eventually. I don't know that I necessarily want to put it in here though. But that's going to allow us to do all these different painted lines, which we will make use of. Especially in the more industrial parts of the park, away from prying eyes of guests. And around the dinosaur enclosures, because we have some nice zebra stripe warning things that we can put down. Maybe in the entrances to the enclosures and stuff like that. Also, you know, we can have like a helicopter landing pad or something. Just little bits and pieces for roleplay purposes. Okay, so Virgil is working away at the geothermal generator. Riker was laying down some conduit, but then he apparently took a lunch break. Let's see if he gets back to it. Perfect, okay. So I just need you to finish it. And whenever this is done, it'll be connected to our grid. Fantastic. So there's that. That means that we can go ahead and deconstruct those. Then what we'll want to do is grab a bit of fence here. I don't know that I want it to be wood though. What is the alternative? So I have grid gates that we can make out of steel. If I recall, there was... This grid fence would be perfect, but I don't have the resources for that. I need to remember to install the fences and floors mod. And I think I actually do have it. subscribed. I was having a hard time thinking of the word there. But I've been having this weird issue where I subscribe to mods through Steam Workshop and they don't download. And so they never show up for me to activate. And so I keep forgetting because, well, they should be there, but they're not. So unfortunately, I might need to try to find a way to download it manually or figure out what the hell is going on with my Steam Workshop. Because obviously that's a problem. There's other mods like the rug mod I was talking about in an earlier episode. Same deal. It's never downloaded. I've reset my Steam client and everything to see if it would work, but unfortunately I've had no such luck. So I think we're gonna have to do a wood fence for now. We can always replace this, but let's do something like so, and we'll just put gates in right there. That's the horizontal one. I think this is a vertical one. Yeah, perfect. So we'll throw that in. As soon as that gets built, we will go ahead and throw a roof over it and then move the batteries. Okay, good. You guys are on top of that pretty quickly. That's nice. Petra's keeping us fed. That's good too. That's all been taken care of. Nice. How are we doing over here? Roughly 70%. So that should harvest pretty soon, and then we can get that torn out. No. What are you doing there, buddy? Oop, wrong tab. Let's see. Remove the roof area there. I don't need that roofed off. I just want that roofed off. I don't think he got rid of it. Okay, Virgil did. Or at least some of it. Come on, you guys can do this. I believe in you. One more. There it is. Okay, I'll queue this up now because it will take them... Oh, not what I wanted to do there. Cancel. Oh, right. Rendering a map image. I just noticed that these are all going to the same folder, so I'm actually going to have to go through and sort them, which is going to be fun. But all of my Let's Plays are rendering map images into the same folder. So I'll have to, you know, keep track of what's what. Or just after each video, I'll have to move them into a different one. Okay, now then, let's go ahead and deconstruct this here. We'll get some wood back for that. And then, well, before we do that, let's grab some glass fences. We'll lay them on in there. And I really hope this does work as an interior space, because I think it would look really cool to have that glass in there. Especially once we get the white concrete walls, because there is white trim on this. But we'll see. I'm suspecting we probably won't. But you never know. Okay, and then zone, remove this bit of roof there. It doesn't need to be there anymore. Oh no, my plans are all gone. Well, I know that that was supposed to be a door. I know that that is a door because it's marked. And I think there was one here. So that looks okay. And then I guess I'll throw in some of this here. Right. And then in the doorways we'll put glass gates. And that should look pretty clean from the front. I don't know. I might need to do a little bit more of the wooden walls. Or whatever wall we end up using. I feel like that's too much glass. I don't know. Maybe you guys agree, maybe you disagree. I'm thinking we'll get rid of those, get rid of these, and I'll do it on the sides. Okay, industrial chem fuel generators. Fantastic. Now we just need a way to get chem fuel. Okay, so floors. I have a pretty good amount of wood and a pretty good source of it right there. So let's chop down any mature trees in this area to get some more wood. And then we're going to start flooring this off. For now... Oh, got to terraform. I guess we'll have to terraform all of this, so let's do that first. The terraform, soil seems to work just fine. Although packed dirt, I don't think I can do packed dirt on there. I have to do soil first. So let's just do some soil. There we go. It's going to take them a while and use up a little bit of wood, but that's okay. Once we have that, we can start flooring this. And I think I'm going to do the same floors I've done in here. I like the look of that. Although, unfortunately, in terms of beauty rating, it's not particularly high. I think it's 0, actually, yeah. This one is more expensive and does have a beauty rating, so I could do the light wood floors there. But I like the wider floorboards. Just unfortunately, they're the lowest quality in terms of game mechanics, so bit of a bummer, but nothing I can do about it. Well, there is something I can do about it. I could go into the mod files and tweak it, but I don't know that I care that much. Okay, so something must have happened at the last wedding, because apparently there's another one on the way. So Virgil and Ayala are going to go ahead and get married. Not right now, but at some point. Petra, why aren't you cooking? We only have 2 right now. Did I say you couldn't use berries? No, definitely use berries. That's my fault. Hopefully she gets on that right away. Okay, good. Yeah, I took berries off because I wanted them to eat them raw, while there was other food that couldn't be eaten raw, but obviously we've eaten through all the rice and whatnot, so we need her using berries now. And how are we doing on that, by the way? I've switched over exclusively to corn, and it looks like we do have a corn harvest coming up pretty soon. Now, corn has a really high yield, but it's really slow. So we'll see if that was an effective trade-off, or if we still need to have maybe 1 corn and 1 rice. We'll find out very shortly. If I had a bigger refrigerator, which eventually we will, I would just go ahead and do all 3, but since I only have this little space and it's full of meat, I'm not going to do that. But what I can do is, if we start running low on, you know, vegetarian options, I can start having them make fine meals and using a bit of meat and a bit of vegetarian stuff. I've been saving the meat for that purpose. Okay, we have fuel oil refining. How are we doing on research? So I've got those going. I basically just went down the line here and queued all these up. So I might want to move into tier 2 stuff. Glass furniture, huh? Let's add that to the queue. I don't know that we want to get into this stuff yet. There's other stuff that we'll probably need. Biofuel is probably a good idea. Sterile materials doesn't seem like a terrible idea either. Plasteel and sterile tiles. I don't have the silver for that, but it is something that we will need eventually. The genetic stuff we'll get into definitely, but I'm trying to make our position here a little bit more tenable before I worry about weird science experiments. Let's see. What about aquaculture? That'll let us culture fish so that we have a renewable source of meat. And that'll really help for feeding the... Oh, we got cargo pods. That'll really help for feeding the dinosaurs. Let's get that alpaca wool inside. Cool. Virgil is trucking around getting work done. Right, so it looks like they've gone ahead and terraformed all this. I've queued up just some glass gates there for now. Those aren't going to be there permanently, but I want to make this an interior space. So I need something there. And then we're going to go ahead and do... I want to do the wide wood floorboards. I prefer the look of them to the light wood floors, and they cost less than half as much. So even though we won't get a beauty rating for this, or at least a boost to our beauty rating from this, we'll be able to supplement it with other stuff, so I'm not super concerned about that. So that's our next big project, is getting the floor in there. And then as soon as this is done, we'll get a wall there. I'll have to tear this down too. That's producing a lot of power for us, though. I wish I could move it. That's a real shame. I guess I could put it out here. Or put one out there. I can afford that, so let's do it. Operating under the assumption that this one is going to be gone fairly soon. We'll run a conduit here, and that will need to get filled in with a conduit once that is gone. And this will probably need to get moved at some point as well, but for now I'm not going to worry about it. It just is what it is. Okay, so there's that. Oh, a cassowary self-tamed, right. Well, we're going to slaughter you then. I don't want to feed you. LED lighting research is finished, so we can build LED lights now. The next thing I'd like to do, and that will require a bit more terraforming actually, can I grab this? Yeah, cool. Is, let's get this all terraformed right here. And I'm going to start building these bedrooms. And we're going to be using them as colonist bedrooms as we sort of build this out. And, you know, we'll add guest rooms as we go. And then eventually we'll have housing for them and move them out of here. But for now, we'll use it as temporary housing on top of being a hotel. I am considering, I don't know if I mentioned it in this playthrough, but I mentioned it in the Fallout playthrough. I'm considering adding the Dubs Bad Hygiene mod to this playthrough, which means that we'll need plumbing and bathrooms and stuff. So these rooms might not be ideal after I do that, if I do that. But we'll see. I just figured it would add an additional challenge to having guests and stuff, you know, making sure they can shower, go to the bathroom, drink water. Just, you know, more stuff to worry about, basically. Hang on here. I keep forgetting that these walls are implemented properly, and I have to actually put floors under them to make them look the way they should, or to make the floor look the way it should. You can see the dirt peeking out here. That shouldn't happen. When you put down a vanilla wall, it doesn't do that. But unfortunately, the walls in this mod do. Alright, so we've got our cotton harvest. So, again, as soon as this is done, we'll go ahead and tear it up and put down another wall there. I was going to order them to harvest it, but it looks like they're on top of it, so I don't need to worry. Oh man, keeping this place clean is going to be a nightmare. I need to go and figure out what's happening with that rug mod, because we're going to need it. If I have them in front of the doors here, that should make cleaning this place a lot easier, because the dirt will collect on the rugs rather than all over the place. Who's bleeding, by the way? It's a little concerning. Oh well. Okay, so you guys are terraforming. Let's see. I need that tree cut down. I need that bush removed. Come on, guys. Quickly, quickly, quickly. Let's do this. The hay grass is going to get covered up a little bit, but that shouldn't be a problem. We're only getting rid of one row, so I'll just leave that there. Okay, and I guess as if they didn't already have enough to do. Did I make this too wide? Huh. Did I? Hang on a second here. Yeah. I think I built it too... Oh crap, I'm gonna have to figure out what I want to do here. Whether I want to just leave it or if I want to move it. But I think this entire area is like one... Now, let me see. Where's my planning tool? It's exactly 12, which I think is what I wanted, because that means that as it is now, we should be able to roof it and not have any issues, because at no point will anything be more than 6 tiles away from a wall. That's why this is here, because the roof there wouldn't be within 6 tiles of something, at least in like this spot. Obviously this one would be fine, but over there not so much. So that's why I put that there, but otherwise everything should be able to be nice and open. The question is, did I build this too close to the walkways and stuff? Well, crap. if I shrink it, things are going to look a little bit weird. I guess if I shrink it evenly on both sides, it'll be fine. I might do that, but I think I'll do it off camera. I'm going to make it just a little bit smaller because I didn't necessarily want this right up on the edge there. I wanted to have at least like one tile off the walkway. And over here, yeah, I didn't really want it to be that wide either. Well, I'll figure it out. Okay, so while everybody's asleep, I think we'll go ahead and recap here and then call it a day. So I am going to go ahead and change this. I'm basically going to shave off one tile from here and one tile from here, and then one tile that would have been over here, but since I didn't build that yet, luckily I don't have to worry about it. This is going to need to get shaved off a little bit as well, but then this is perfectly centered and that will still serve as a support, so it should be fine. Right, and that gives me a little bit of a buffer between this main square and the front of the building so that I can put, like, I don't know, decorative stuff in front of it, like hedges or, you know, what have you. But something like that. Also, I don't know who got around to it, but somebody did build us some steel plates, so we are making some progress there. I'm of course going to have to turn these into other resources and then other resources and other resources so that we can start actually producing something here and making the other you know, buildings and whatnot. We also can attach these. I mean, we can do it through this, or we can do it through the build menu, the industry menu. But these little plus marks mean that they're essentially additions to these that it looks like they speed up production. And what does that do? Production factor 0.2. And we can have basically one of each. So we can almost get our production up to 150% capacity through that. But they are pretty expensive, so I think I'd be more concerned with doing the other stuff first. The big stuff, we'll see. So, anyways, there's the beginning of our hotel. Again, I'm gonna start by just kind of building section by section here so that we can move our colonists into these bedrooms and let them sleep. If I add Dub's bad hygiene, I think what I'll do is I'll just take like a little section of each room like that and put like a toilet and a sink in it, and we'll just, you know, wall, door, wall, toilet, sink, or sink, toilet. It doesn't matter, but then they'll have this kind of L-shaped room to move around in, and we can put like maybe the bed there or something. I don't know, that makes them a bit rough, but I'll have to play with it. Or maybe we just won't add the mod, or I'll have a communal bathroom somewhere. We will see. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. I had a great time playing some RimWorld with you, and I look forward to seeing you guys back here for the next episode.